Good evening, YouTubers. This is your zip code Farik. Matt Shiny here at the ZCF Studios, the 92805 zip code in Southern California. And here we are on this Monday, September 8th. And today's zip code is 84634. We're in the West again. 84634, Gunnison, Utah. Probably the most famous person ever to be involved with Gunnison, Utah is the man for whom this place was named. John Gunnison, Captain John Gunnison of the U.S. Army back in the 1850s. He and his party were actually doing surveying there in central Utah, which is where Gunnison is, pretty close to the center of the state. At this time it was a territory, Utah was, Deseret territory, or Deseret territory. And the county it was in was barely founded. It's called Sanpete County, after the Ute term for the Sempitsi, which means people from the Tules, like in the middle of nowhere. Anyway, he and his party were massacred by the Ute Indians in that region. And as a result, I think he got more fame in death than he did in life, because not only is this place named after him, but so is Gunnison, Colorado, so is Gunnison County, Colorado, and so are probably about a handful of other places throughout the United States in his memory. Brigham Young was still alive when they decided to plat Gunnison, Utah, as a city. I think it was in the late 1850s, early 1860s. The history is kind of spotty that I've been able to find. Wikipedia was a little more, how shall I say, preoccupied with a later event, which we'll get to in a second. Gunnison's business was, at that time, and always has been, and still is, agriculture. Some small businesses, some manufacturing, but largely agriculture. It's at a lower elevation, at about 3,671 feet above sea level, which is low for Utah. And so there's more opportunity for things to grow, and there's more land to do it, even though there's mountains nearby, as in much of Utah. The main crops here are alfalfa and some other small grains, although in the past they've also raised turkey and livestock here. This place has seen actually a lot of growth over the past 35 years. 2000 census, we saw an 84% growth from 1990. Then again, in 2010, a 37.2% growth from 2000. And it still went up for the 2020 census, 6.8% growth, which is still pretty good. Population today of Gunnison is 3,822 people as of this year. The zip code area is 42.1 square miles, and the town area is about 5.3 square miles. The vast majority of people in the zip code also live in the town. There are maybe less than 100 that live outside of the town boundaries there in Sanpete County. It just escapes being a desert, which is quite a bit of Utah is in the desert region. 10 inches of rain per year is the boundary between desert or arid and semi-arid. And this place gets about 12 inches of rain a year. It also gets about 50 inches of snow a year. No, excuse me, 30 inches of snow a year. But it's used for irrigation purposes, I imagine, for the runoff. There was an event that happened here in summer of 2007, and it was a 24,000 gallon gasoline leak. And it's all in the news, caused lots of problems. It took a couple months really to get things under control. And believe it or not, people are more interested in that, something like that, than they are in normal everyday life. Anyway, Central Utah, 84634, Gunnison, Utah, and Sanpete County. Right now it's 77 degrees and a chance of rain, low of 55 tonight. Shows you that summer is starting to come to an end. Tomorrow, high of 89, low of 55 and cloudy. Wednesday, high of 87, low of 53, thunderstorms. Thursday, high of 82, low of 50, cloudy. Gunnison, Utah. If you like, hit like. If you don't like, hit don't like, and leave a comment in the comment section below. And we'll see you in the next video. Have a good one.